So if they were a little bit of a lad about town, for example, when they were younger, they'll often start to become quite outgoing, whereas they may have been a very quiet father, if you're talking about a father. I think recognition of what's happening is probably a significant factor in that. You often hear about, the child becomes the parent. And often when you have a parent with any serious illness, that will occur. And you are often forced to take on, as the child, you're forced to take on decision making that you never actually envisaged that you would. You may also be forced to take on personal cares for your parent that you never envisaged that you would do. You would never have imagined having to assist a parent to go to the toilet, to have a shower, those things. A lot of family members really struggle with that because that's not the right relationship. And so they actually compensate by taking on the parental role. But that doesn't work so well either if you're taking away choices. So I guess it's recognising that you're in that difficult dilemma, and it is a difficult position to be put in. Trying to remember that that person is still your mum or dad underneath. And it's interesting the little glimpses that you still get of what was there before if you look for them. But also you can often build a whole new relationship around that person too. Yes, they're not the parent that they were before, but you'll see things come out that you probably didn't know about, particularly where it's a child with a parent. You'll often see signs of the parent when they were younger. So if they were a little bit of a lad about town, for example, when they were younger, they'll often start to become quite outgoing, whereas they may have been a very quiet father, if you're talking about a father. So a lot of those sorts of things, as the person with dementia is losing some of that social inhibition, you often see things coming out. And if the children are open to it, they can have a whole new relationship and they can have a lot of fun. And I see that quite often here where I'm working. When you work with the families, they see the other side of their parent and they can value that relationship, even though the relationship is now different to the one that they had initially. So there's value in every relationship.